Amy's fingers traced the number carved into Morrison's grave, 27. Her 27th birthday was 6 months away. The rain fell harder on Père Lachaise Cemetery. Paris had never felt colder. She pulled her coat tighter. The beehive hairdo was getting soaked. She didn't care. Jim Morrison had stood exactly where she was standing, had walked these same cobblestones, had turned 27 in this same city, then died in a bathtub. Heart failure, no autopsy, just like that. Gone. Alex Haynes stood 3 feet behind her, her personal assistant. He'd seen this obsession growing for months now. Amy couldn't stop talking about the numbers, the pattern, the curse. Brian Jones drowned at 27. Jimi Hendrix choked at 27. Janis Joplin overdosed at 27. Jim Morrison's heart stopped at 27. Kurt Cobain pulled the trigger at 27. All of them. The same age, the same ending. Rock and roll heaven had a maximum age limit. Amy knew the membership requirements. She was applying. "I have a feeling I'm gonna die young," she'd told Alex last week. Not drunk, not high. Stone cold sober, looking him straight in the eye, dead serious. The words hung in the air like cigarette smoke. Alex had laughed it off, tried to change the subject. But Amy wasn't joking. She was counting, calculating. Her 27th birthday would be September 14th, 2010. After that, she had exactly 12 months. 12 months to either break the curse or join the club. The statistics were against her. The pattern was too strong. The coincidence too perfect. She knelt beside Morrison's grave, touched the stone. Cold, wet, real. Fans had left flowers, lipstick kisses, handwritten notes. "The Lizard King lives. Break on through. Light my fire." The tributes covered every inch. Amy pulled a Sharpie from her pocket, found a clean spot, wrote 5 words. "See you soon, Jim. Amy." The marker bled in the rain. The words blurred, disappeared. She didn't rewrite them. The message had been sent. Morrison would receive it, eventually, when she joined him. 3 years earlier, in 2008, Amy was 25, young enough to feel invincible, old enough to know better. The 27 Club was already on her mind, had been since she'd first heard about it, back when she was 19, starting her career, reading about Kurt Cobain, learning about Nirvana, discovering the pattern, the curse, the stupid club. That's what Cobain's mother had called it. Now he's gone and joined that stupid club. I told him not to join that stupid club. The quote had appeared in the Aberdeen Daily World, April 1994, right after Kurt's suicide. The Associated Press picked it up, carried it worldwide. Everyone knew about the 27 Club after that. Everyone feared it, especially musicians approaching that age. Amy started researching, reading everything, books, articles, documentaries. Howard Soons wrote an entire book about it. 27, A History of the 27 Club, 6 members profiled. Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. Wait, Amy Winehouse? The book hadn't been published yet. She wasn't in it. Not yet, but she would be. The premonition felt certain, undeniable, like watching a movie where you know the ending. The protagonist dies. The credits roll. Everyone goes home. Except Amy couldn't go home. She was living inside the movie, playing the doomed character, following the script. She told Alex everything, dumped it all out. The research, the patterns, the fears. Alex listened, nodded, tried to be supportive. But inside he was worried. This wasn't healthy. This obsession with death, with numbers, with coincidence. He'd worked with troubled celebrities before, seen addiction, seen depression, seen self-destruction. But this was different. Amy wasn't just predicting her death. She was planning for it, accepting it, welcoming it, like she'd received an invitation to an exclusive party. RSVP required. Date confirmed. September 14th, 2010 to September 14th, 2011. 12 months to live. Unless she made it to 28. Then the curse would break. The pattern would fail. She'd survive. Maybe. The British Medical Journal published a study in December 2011, 5 months after Amy died. Researchers analyzed musician death rates, looked at thousands of cases, compared ages, ran the numbers. Their conclusion? The 27 Club is unlikely to be a real phenomenon. No statistical spike at 27. Death rates similar at 25 and 32. Fame increased risk throughout 20s and 30s. But 27 wasn't special, wasn't cursed, wasn't inevitable. Just a cultural myth, an urban legend, a coincidence that captured imagination. Amy never saw the study, never knew the science. She only knew the stories, the names, the graves. The pattern felt real. That's all that mattered. Morrison's grave became Amy's shrine. She visited 3 times, 2008, 2009, 2010. Each trip the same ritual. Stand in the rain, touch the stone, write a message, leave flowers, feel the weight, the connection. Jim Morrison had been the first she'd truly studied. The Doors frontman, the poet, the rebel, born 1943, died 1971, 27 years and 9 months. He'd moved to Paris to escape, to write poetry, to clean up, to start fresh. Pamela Corson went with him, his longtime girlfriend. They rented an apartment, lived quietly. No concerts, no performances, no spotlight. Just Jim and Pam in Paris and possibilities. July 3, 1971 changed everything. Pamela found him in the bathtub, dead, cold, gone. Heart failure, the official report said. But no autopsy was performed, no investigation launched. The French authorities accepted the explanation. Jim Morrison had a heart attack at 27, in a bathtub, in Paris. Questions remained. Theories multiplied. Some said heroin, some said foul play. Some said he faked it all. Escaped to Africa, started a new life. The mystery fed the legend. The legend fed Amy's obsession. She stood where he'd lived, visited the apartment building, looked up at the windows, imagined his last day, his last bath, his last breath. Pamela had died 3 years later, 1974, also 27, heroin overdose, also mysterious, also tragic. The coincidence haunted Amy. 2 people, same age, different years, same ending. The universe was sending messages. Amy was receiving them, loud and clear, crystal clear, terrifyingly clear. You spend too much time thinking about dead people, Alex said. They were walking back to the hotel, leaving Père Lachaise, the cemetery gates closing behind them. Amy didn't respond, didn't need to. Alex was right, but knowing that changed nothing. The dead people understood her. The living ones didn't. Morrison got it. Hendrix got it. Joplin got it. They'd all felt the pressure, the fame, the expectations, the impossible weight of being genius, being icon, being myth, and they'd all escaped the same way, at the same age. Amy was following their path, step by step, bottle by bottle, show by show. September 14th, 2010, Amy's 27th birthday. The date arrived like a diagnosis. Terminal, 12 months to live, maybe less, probably less. She threw a party. Camden, her house, close friends only, no press, no cameras, no celebration, just people she trusted, people who knew, people who'd heard the prediction. I have a feeling I'm going to die young. The feeling was stronger now, more certain, more imminent. The clock had started. Tick, tick, tick. Mitch Winehouse brought a cake, 27 candles, pink frosting. Happy birthday, Amy, in cursive letters. She stared at it, counted the flames. 27, same number on Morrison's grave, same number of years for Jones and Hendrix and Joplin and Cobain. Same number that kept repeating, over and over, through decades, through genres, through continents. The pattern was global, the curse was real, the club was waiting. Make a wish, someone said. Amy closed her eyes. The wish came automatically. Let me make it to 28. She blew out the candles, all of them, one breath. The room applauded, cheered, celebrated. But Amy felt nothing, empty, hollow. The wish felt pointless, like praying to a god who'd already made his decision. The script was written, the ending was set. She was just performing the scenes, following the stage directions, waiting for the final curtain. The bulimia was getting worse. Her brother Alex Winehouse saw it clearly. She suffered from bulimia very badly, he'd say later, years after her death, in a 2013 interview, trying to explain, trying to understand. That's not like a revelation. You knew just by looking at her. She would have died eventually the way she was going, but what really killed her was the bulimia. I think that it left her weaker and more susceptible. Had she not had an eating disorder, she would have been physically stronger. The disorder had started years ago. Control issue, body image, industry pressure. But now it was accelerating, worsening, becoming another way to self-destruct, another path to 27. Alex Haynes watched her deteriorate. The drug spending was astronomical, 3,500 pounds per week, sometimes more. Cocaine, heroin, crack. Whatever was available, whatever numbed the fear, the countdown, the inevitability. She'd keep taking drugs until she passed out, Alex told the News of the World. I reckon she spent $3,500 a week on them. The numbers were staggering, unsustainable, deadly. But Amy wasn't trying to sustain. She was trying to escape, or maybe accelerate. Get it over with. Join the club already. Stop waiting. Amy had studied Cobain obsessively, more than the others. Kurt felt closest, most recent, most relatable. He'd died in 1994, 17 years before her, but his story felt contemporary. Modern, Nirvana had changed music, like Amy had changed music. Kurt had fought depression. Like Amy fought depression, he'd battled addiction. Like Amy battled addiction, he'd married someone controversial. Like Amy married Blake. The parallels were everywhere. Uncomfortable, unavoidable, prophetic. Kurt's mother's words echoed constantly. That stupid club. I told him not to join that stupid club, but Kurt had joined anyway. April 5, 1994. Shotgun, Greenhouse, Seattle, 27 years old. The note he left mentioned other members, referenced the burden, the pressure, the impossibility of living up to myth. It's better to burn out than to fade away, he'd quoted. Neil Young lyrics, borrowed wisdom, final message. Amy had read the note, studied it, memorized parts. The sentiment resonated. She understood burning out, understood the appeal. Fading away felt worse, becoming irrelevant, losing the voice, watching the talent disappear. Better to go out bright, young, legendary, forever 27. Nirvana's Nevermind had been released in 1991, 20 years before Amy's final year. The album had changed everything, made Kurt a spokesperson, a generation's voice, a reluctant icon. The pressure had destroyed him. The fame had crushed him. The expectations had killed him. Amy saw the same pattern in her own life. Back to Black had done the same thing. 2006 changed everything, made her a star, a voice, an icon, 5 Grammys, millions of sales, worldwide fame, unbearable pressure. The weight was identical. The outcome would be too. She visited Seattle once, 2009, saw Kurt's house, stood outside, stared at the greenhouse, where it happened, where he'd pulled the trigger, where the 27 Club had gained its newest member, where the pattern had continued. Amy felt the pull, the magnetic force, the invitation. She could do it here. Join him, make it poetic. Seattle to London, Cobain to Winehouse, grunge to soul, different genres, same age, same ending. But she didn't. Not yet. The timing wasn't right. Her 27th year hadn't started. The countdown hadn't begun. She flew back to London. Waited, prepared. The British Medical Journal study would have changed everything if Amy had seen it, if someone had shown her, if the timing had been different. Researchers had examined 522 musicians, tracked their deaths, analyzed the ages. The data was clear, definitive, conclusive. No spike at 27, no curse, no pattern, just random chance, statistical noise, cultural mythology. The risk of death was high throughout the 20s and 30s, 2 to 3 times higher than general population, but 27 wasn't special, wasn't magical, wasn't destined. Age 25 showed the same death rate. 0.56 per 100 musician years. Age 27 showed 0.57. Age 32 showed 0.54. The numbers were nearly identical, interchangeable, meaningless. If there was a curse, it affected the entire decade, not one specific year. Fame was the real killer. Celebrity was the real curse. The pressure, the substances, the lifestyle, the inability to escape, to be normal, to live quietly. That's what destroyed musicians. Not a number, not a coincidence, not some cosmic pattern. But the study published in December 2011, 5 months too late. Amy died July 23, 2011, 27 years and 10 months old. She never knew the truth, never saw the science, never learned that her fear was unfounded, that the club was myth, that she could have survived. The cultural narrative had killed her as surely as the alcohol. The belief in the curse had created the curse. Self-fulfilling prophecy. She'd predicted her death, then lived accordingly, then died on schedule. The myth had won. The club had claimed another member, January 2011. Amy had 8 months left. If the pattern held, if the curse was real, if 27 was her ceiling, she knew the exact date, September 14, 2011, her 28th birthday. If she made it there, she'd survived, broken the cycle, proved everyone wrong, proven herself wrong. But 8 months felt impossible, unreachable, like asking someone to swim the Atlantic. Technically possible, realistically absurd. The drinking intensified, vodka mostly, straight. No mixers, no pretense, while morning, afternoon, evening, night. The bottle was always within reach, always open, always calling. Alex Haynes had quit by then. Too much, too hard, too impossible to watch. It was my job to look after her, but it was impossible, he told the press. He was right. Nobody could look after Amy. She didn't want looking after. She wanted escape, release. The end she'd been expecting, the end she'd been promised, the end that was coming. She stopped performing. The tours had already been disasters. Belgrade in 2011 had proven that. The festival appearances had been humiliating. The audiences had booed. The critics had savaged. The footage had gone viral. Amy stumbling, Amy forgetting lyrics, Amy walking off stage. The genius was drowning. The voice was disappearing. The legend was collapsing in real time. Better to stop. Better to hide. Better to wait in Camden. In her house, in her room, counting down the days. Blake was gone. In and out of her life. In and out of prison. The relationship had destroyed them both. Toxic, codependent, impossible, but also real. Also deep. Also the only thing that made sense. Back to Black had been about Blake. About their love, their destruction, their inevitability. The album had won Grammys, had changed music, had made Amy a star, had also documented their mutual suicide pact. Slow motion, public, permanent. The day arrived like any other. Saturday, summer, London. Amy woke up alone. Camden Square. Her house, her bed, her final morning. She didn't know it was final, didn't feel different, didn't sense the ending. Just another day in the countdown, another 24 hours closer to September 14th, another step towards safety, toward 28, toward survival. She almost made it, almost broke the curse, almost proved the pattern wrong, almost. The doctor would arrive later, find her unresponsive, call the ambulance, watch them pronounce her dead. The official cause would be alcohol poisoning. Blood alcohol level 5 times the legal limit. Her body had finally quit, given up, surrendered. The bulimia had weakened her, made her susceptible, made her vulnerable. But the alcohol had finished it. The same substance that had fueled the music, that had numbed the pain, that had made the pressure bearable. The same substance that had killed her. 27 years and 10 months. Not quite 28. Not quite safe. Not quite broken free. The pattern had held. The curse had won. The club had its newest member, Amy Winehouse. Born September 14, 1983. Died July 23, 2011, age 27. Joining Brian Jones, joining Jimi Hendrix, joining Janis Joplin, joining Jim Morrison, joining Kurt Cobain, joining the stupid club, The one she'd predicted, the one she'd feared, the one she'd accepted, the one that now bore her name forever. The news broke within hours. Twitter exploded, Facebook filled with tributes, news channels interrupted programming. Amy Winehouse dead at 27. Soul singer joins 27 Club. Another tragic loss. The headlines wrote themselves. The narrative was perfect, too perfect, predetermined, expected. She'd told everyone it would happen. Alex Haynes had warned everyone. The press had documented everything. The countdown had been public. The ending had been inevitable. Nobody was surprised. Everyone was devastated. Mitch Winehouse received the call. His daughter was gone. The fear had come true. The prediction had manifested. The feeling she'd had about dying young had been correct. He'd tried to save her, tried to help her, tried to get her clean, tried to get her healthy, tried to get her to 28, failed. The funeral would be small, private, family and friends. Edgwarebury Lane Cemetery, North London, not Paris, not Père Lachaise, not next to Morrison, but in her hometown, in her city, in the place she'd never really left. The tributes poured in, musicians, fans, critics, celebrities. Everyone had an opinion, everyone had a memory, everyone had known it was coming. Tony Bennett had worked with her, had loved her, had seen the genius, had mourned the waste. Life teaches you how to live it if you live long enough, he'd said later. Amy hadn't lived long enough, hadn't learned the lessons, hadn't made it past 27. The teaching had stopped, the learning had ended, the life had finished, right on schedule. The 27 Club gained its most modern member, its most recent tragedy, its newest proof that the pattern was real, even though the science said otherwise, even though the statistics disagreed, even though the British Medical Journal had proven it was myth. The cultural belief persisted. The story was too good, too compelling, too perfect. 7 major members now, all legends, all tragic, all 27. The coincidence defied logic, demanded explanation, created meaning where randomness existed. Musicians still fear it, still count down to 28, still reference the club, still write songs about it. Halsey sang, "I hope you make it to the day you're 28 years old," in colors. Mac Miller rapped, "I'm hoping not to join the 27 Club," in brand name, then died at 26. Overdose, counterfeit pills, fentanyl. 1 year short, almost made it, almost safe. The fear lives on. The pattern continues. The myth perpetuates, whether real or imagined, whether scientific or supernatural, whether curse or coincidence. Amy's prediction had come true. Her feeling about dying young had been accurate. She'd joined the club she'd feared, stood beside the graves she'd visited, became the legend she'd studied. The number that had haunted her had claimed her. 27. Forever 27. Never 28. Never safe. Never free. The countdown had ended. The clock had stopped. The curse had won. Or maybe she'd won. Maybe joining the club was the goal. Maybe dying young was the plan. Maybe becoming legend was worth the cost. Maybe 27 was exactly where she was supposed to be. The apartment told stories. Empty bottles everywhere, hundreds, vodka mostly. The recycling had stopped months ago. The cleaning had stopped too. Amy had been alone, isolated, waiting. The calendar on the wall showed markings, circles around dates. September 14th circled in red, multiple times, heavy pen strokes, obsessive, desperate, hopeful. That was the goal, the finish line, the escape, 53 days away. She'd almost made it, almost reached safety, almost broke the pattern. Her journals filled boxes, writings about the club, about Morrison, about Cobain, about the fear, about the countdown, about accepting fate. Pages and pages, years of obsession, years of preparation, years of knowing. The entries got darker as 27 approached, more resigned, more accepting, more ready. The final entry was dated July 20th, 3 days before her death. 7 words. Not long now, almost time, almost 28. Almost. The word that defined her final year. Almost made it. almost survived, almost escaped. Almost. The 27 Club doesn't recruit, doesn't send invitations, doesn't choose members. It's not real. Not scientifically, not statistically, not factually. But it's real culturally, real psychologically, real in the minds of artists who fear it, real in the hearts of fans who believe it, real in the legacy of those who died. Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. The names form a constellation, different eras, different sounds, different lives, same age, same ending, same impossible coincidence that refuses to be coincidence. Amy had written it on Morrison's grave. "See you soon, Jim." The rain had washed it away, but the message had been received. The promise had been kept. The reunion had happened. Somewhere, somehow, in rock and roll heaven, in the 27 Club, in the mythology of music, in the story we tell ourselves about genius and tragedy and the price of being young and talented and doomed. She'd known it was coming. She'd told everyone. She'd accepted it. She'd joined them. Forever 27. Forever Amy. Forever part of the pattern that isn't a pattern. The curse that isn't a curse. The club that exists because we believe it does.